Hi everyone! Today I will demonstrate a way of extracting gold from e-waste with cheap and widely available chemicals. Namely, I will only be using 31% muriatic acid, common fertilizers and distilled water. Another goal of this video is to show you don't need expensive 5-9 pure analytical grade chemicals to do chemistry. First, I prepared a mixed half-kilogram sample of gold-plated pins of different types, ages and grades. To test if this method works in less than ideal conditions, and because I couldn't be bothered to manually separate them, most of the pins are still in their connectors, with some of those connectors still being attached to their boards. To process the pins and connectors, I put them into a bucket, which I then put into another bucket and took it outside. Then I added to it 50 grams of potassium nitrate that I had made in one of my previous videos. Sodium nitrate would work as well. Both can be bought or alternatively made from potassium ammonium nitrate and potassium or sodium hydroxide. Then I added 800 milliliters of 31% hydrochloric acid, commonly sold as a drain cleaner and generally very useful chemical. I covered the bucket with a random plastic bowl I had found laying around and put it into the sun for a week. I periodically shaked it and added small amounts of potassium nitrate. After letting it cook in the sun for a week, I had seen most of the pins dissolved, with only gold foils floating on the surface of the solution. Seeing this, I added another 200 milliliters of hydrochloric acid and the last portion of potassium nitrate. In total, I used 1 liter of 31% hydrochloric acid and estimated 150 grams of potassium nitrate. When all metal was dissolved, I filtered off the solution and thoroughly washed the remaining plastic. After I had filtered the solution, I added urea to it to see if there is any reaction. When precipitating gold, urea is used to remove remaining nitric and nitrous acids that would otherwise interfere with the process and redissolve the fine gold powder. I am not sure if this step is really necessary when using this process, but I did it just to be safe. Then I used iron sulfate, also known as green copperas, to precipitate gold. Ferrous ions, that is iron 2+, acts as a reducing agent and gets oxidized to a 3+ state, while reducing gold ions to elemental gold in form of very fine powder. Using powdered copperas would be ideal, but granules worked as well. After I added them, I thoroughly mixed the solution and let it sit over the night. Given enough time, gold powder will settle down to the bottom of the beaker. Notably, it won't always look yellow. Color of gold particles depends on their size. Gold particles can be both yellow, gray, brown, and black. Only difference there is that the particles interact with light differently. After carefully decanting the solution, I thoroughly washed the gold precipitate with distilled water. After washing the powder, I dried and weighed it. This test yielded me 0.16 grams of gold. This proves that this method works, but to make it profitable, you need to process larger batches to make better use of your time. Here you can see the rapid rise in gold price during the period of last year. I believe gold has merit both as an investment and business opportunity. I will most certainly do more videos on extracting it, and I might do some other interesting things with it. If you're still with me, please consider subscribing. Thank you for watching, and see you next week.